This is the Skoda Superb Sportline Liftback, and it's the biggest car that Skoda makes that's not an SUV. Interestingly, like other European models, this has an all-wheel drive drivetrain, and if you're after a little bit more space, this does come in a wagon version. It competes with other mid-sized cars like the Mazda6 and Volkswagen Passat, but unlike a standard sedan, this has a liftback boot lid, which makes it more like a big hatchback than a sedan, but more on that later. This video will be split into chapters, and here are the time codes. If you see something you like, you can skip ahead or use the markers on the YouTube timeline. My written review will be at the CarsGuide site, but if you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe and hit that bell icon to stay on top of our latest videos. The Sportline Liftback is the top of the line model and will cost you around $64,000 before on-road costs to secure. This model has the premium pack, which includes an electric sunroof, these two-tone 19-inch alloy wheels, and heated and ventilated front seats. And that adds $3,900 to that price tag. It is a hefty chunk of change, but the Superb does earn that price tag with its features and driving performance. I like the look of this a lot. With the tapered bonnet and large LED lights and black grille, the front looks like it means business. The roofline sloping down to the back reminds me of a coupe, and the rear is definitely sexier than the front. This car is for people who appreciate a fine behind, and it's downright nice inside too. The dash looks lovely and sleek, the suedette on the doors is a nice touch, and I like that the digital instrument panel can be customized too. Outwardly, it doesn't look like a family car, but it certainly has the practical features of one. It's no, seriously, it's really nice in here. The 9.2-inch touchscreen has been lovely to use, and I like the wing sides. It just adds some personality in here. Multimedia system, like I said, has been easy, but like some touchscreens that I've sampled, it can sometimes be laggy. It has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto though, and it was very easy to connect my phone to. The thumbnail graphics are a little bit baseline, but there's enough customizations in here to make the car feel like your own. There's a wireless charging pad here with a USB-C port and a 12-volt port. I really like that the gear shifter is a stick and not buttons or an E-shifter. It just makes it feel sportier and more solid. The storage throughout is pretty nifty. The glove box is large and has a cooling vent, which is pretty cool for, say, you have perishable snacks on a long journey. And the center console is also large and also has a cooling vent. I like that the armrest is height adjustable as well. There's a pen holder in both spots and a USB port in here as well. There's two cup holders or a bottle holder because there's 3 different spots, and a bottle holder in each door that's capable of holding a 1.5 litre drink. The driver's door also has a cute little bin. It's pretty small, but you know, for the odd wrapper or tissue, it just keeps it really nice and tidy inside. On the right hand side of the wheel, you also have a small cubby drawer, which has been very handy for your keys and whatnot. You've got this cute little ticket holder for when you go into car parks. And inside this driver's door, there's an umbrella holder. Like I said, the storage in here is just so nifty. The sunroof has been lovely, but I wasn't keen on this shade blind at first, mainly because of this metal strip here. Out of the corner of your eye, it kind of looks like the window shade isn't closed all the way, which meant that I was glancing at it quite a lot. I did get used to it though. I quite like that it cut out the glare from the sun, but let enough light in that, you know, the inside of the cabin was nicely lit, which is always nice when you've got a black headliner. And last but not least, I have to mention the seats. They would have to be one of, if not the most comfortable seats I've sat in. And I know that's a big call, but the synthetic leather is supple, the seats are nice and wide and also long. There's great knee support. They're both electric and they both have lumbar support. Plus, with the heating and ventilated functions, These are very comfortable to sit in, and you will be comfortable on a long trip. Saloon is the British way of saying sedan, and I think I prefer the term to describe this car. It just alludes to the luxury that each passenger feels. I mean, look at the space I have behind my driving position. This is fantastic. These seats are very comfortable, and the outboard seats have the heated function as well. Just carries that whole plush factor throughout. Backseat passengers have their own climate control and directional air vents, which is great. And my 5-year-old loved having these retractable blinds as well. And honestly, I think they're always such a great feature for little ones. There are device holders in the front seat pockets here, as well as map pockets, reading lights, and a bottle holder in each door. I really like this device holder here. Good for long trips, but if you're using your phone or iPad, make sure that you disconnect from Bluetooth, otherwise the sound of whatever cartoon you've played for your kid will be carried through to the speakers. With this here, I would have liked to have seen a couple of USB ports back here just to, for charging abilities, but this is still a really good feature. There's a little cubby here with a 12-volt port, but to be honest, I'm not sure what you would use it for because it kind of feels like a repurposed ashtray. It has an armrest with 2 cup holders, which is handy. I think the designers must really like their pen holders though, because there's another one back here too. I really like that the back has this through storage space because it just offers some versatility for cargo storage, like say skis or whatnot. Just make sure that they're securely strapped in. There are 2 ISOFIX mounts on the outboard seats as well as 3 top tethers, but I'm not sure if you'd be able to get 3 car seats side by side in here. It was pretty easy to install a car seat. I did have to fold this seat down a little bit to snake my top tether through. And there's loads of space for front seat occupants when a 0 to 4 rearward facing child seat is installed, which is great. Oh, the boot. This has got to be one of the best things about the car. It's large, but the way the boot lid is designed to lift up and away means that the opening is much bigger than a conventional sedan, which means you can load bigger things in and you can reach things at the back a lot easier, which I like. I also like how deep it is. I fit all of my luggage this week without it touching the cargo blind, which is really cool. With the back seat up, it's 625 litres worth of space back here, but pop that back seat down and that jumps up to 1,760 litres worth of space, which is outstanding. One of my favourite family features on a car is a power tailgate. Just makes life a little bit easier. It also has a kick function, and that's perfect for when you have your hands full. The Superb has a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo-petrol engine, and it's a superb highway car. I know that's a bit cheesy, but it's true. It has the most powerful engine in the Superb range, and it's got enough power to just make you grin. The steering is responsive, and the sport steering wheel feels really good under my hands. The ride experience is buttery soft and in a good way. Unless you're going over tire popping potholes, you're going to be comfortable in this. There is some road noise in this. It's not enough that you have to really raise your voice to talk over it, but it is something to consider. Loved the driving performance in this. It was really fun taking it on winding roads because it just hugs the bends. The auto start stop isn't very graceful though. When you start slowing down, it starts to kick in, and that means that there's a small hesitation from when you put your foot down and when that process stops. Wasn't a massive deal, but I did turn it off when I was in the city. This was good to park, and despite being relatively long, it was very easy in tight car parks. The reversing camera is clear, and with the sensors, you feel confident backing into a spot. The official fuel econ is 7.3 litres per 100 Ks, and I achieved 8.8 litres per 100 Ks based on the trip computer. Now that was on a mixture of city and longer highway trips, but it's not terrible at all considering it's such a big car. I would imagine that figure would be higher throughout the city though. The Superb has all the important safety and tech features, including rear cross traffic alert and adaptive cruise control, which also features a driving assist. Now you have to keep your hands on the wheel, but it will drive itself, which was pretty cool. It also has an impressive 9 airbags, including curtain and side airbags for both rows. The driver also gets a knee airbag. It doesn't have an ANCAP safety rating, but those extra rear airbags are very attractive for me as a parent. The Superb comes with 5 years unlimited kilometre warranty, which is pretty standard, but you can pre-purchase plans that do give you an extra 2 years of warranty cover. Plus you get 5 years roadside assistance. It comes with cap price servicing and you can pre-purchase it. Both 5 and 7 year prepay plans save you money compared to the pay-as-you-go model. And if you choose the 7-year prepay plan, you do get that extra warranty cover. The 5-year plan averages $400 per service, which is competitive. Servicing intervals are pretty handy and they're at every 15,000 kilometres or 12 months, whichever comes first. This is the first car that's not an SUV that I've driven in a while, and after driving it, I've kind of fallen in love with the style all over again. I love the family features and the nifty storage throughout, and it earns a 9 out of 10 from me. My 5-year-old loved discovering the little storage cubbies throughout the car, and he also gave it a 9 out of 10. If you're after more details, please check out the full review at the CarsGuide website, and don't forget to hit subscribe to stay on top of our latest videos. See you next week.